In this video, we're going to do linear equations and one variable applications. So we've got two trucks leave a warehouse. We got this warehouse here, and then we got two trucks leaving the warehouse at the same time. One travels east at an average speed of 45 miles per hour. Okay. Look at that pretty little truck, right? There you go. And then the other travels west at an average speed of 55 miles per hour. All right. Okay. After how many hours will they be a total of 450 miles apart? Okay, so how long will it take for this to occur? That's the question. Okay. So since east and west are in opposite directions, okay, so to get this total here and here, we add those two together. All right, so we need to talk about how distance is calculated. Distance is calculated by the rate multiplied by the time. Okay, my rate here is miles per hour, and my time is in hours. Okay, so, and then this gets me my distance unit is miles. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, let's let h equal the number of hours. Okay, then how far will I travel? 55 miles per hour. So that's 55 h, okay, plus, since we're adding the two distances together, 45 miles per hour, 45 h, okay. And then if I have that, then I'm going 450 miles total. Set this equal to 450. Okay. And so I collect like terms here. I get 55h plus 45h gets me 100h equals 450. And so I divide by 100, then I get h is equal to 4.5. Now, what does this mean? This means that it's going to take 4 hours and now 0.5, so there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So 0.5 times 60 gets me 30 minutes. So half an hour, 30 minutes. So how long will it take? It'll take 4 hours and 30 minutes for the two vehicles to be 450 miles apart from each other. All right, let's try another word problem. Two brothers, Rick and Tom, each inherit $10,000. Rick invests his inheritance in a savings account with an annual interest of 2.5%, while Tom invests his in CDs paying 6.15% annually. So the question is, how much more money does Tom have than Rick after 1 year? Okay, so annually means once a year. So it's good that it breaks it down that way. So here's a formula that we need. I equals PRT, where T is the time in years. Okay. R is the interest rate. And P is the principal. Okay? The principal amount. All right. So how much do we start with? Our principal, P here, is 10,000. Okay? And so with Rick, all right, Rick invests the inheritance in a savings account with an annual interest rate R of 2.25%. Now, 2.25% in number form, I take the decimal and move it over 2 places. So this is 0.0225. So the interest earned by Rick, since they both start out at 10,000, we just need to look to see how much interest there is to figure out how much more money Tom has than Rick, right? So Rick has P, which is the 10,000, the principal, times the rate, 0.0225, times the time. Well, the time is 1 year, okay, after 1 year. And if I multiply that out, I get $225. So Rick has earned $225 off that $10,000 inheritance. Now Tom has CDs that pay 6.15%. 6.15% turns into 0.0615 in a decimal form. So the rate is 0.0615. Look, your principal's the same for both guys, right? They both inherit $10,000, and then the time is 1 year. If I multiply this out, I get $615. Okay, so Tom made $615, and Rick made $225. So how much more money does Tom have? So $615 minus $225 gets me $390. So that tells me that Tom has $390 more than Rick. Okay. All right, next problem. We want to find 3 consecutive integers whose sum is 288. Now, consecutive integers would be like 5, 6, 7. They're all next to each other, okay? Or 17, 18, 19. Those are consecutive integers. So we need to find 3 numbers that when we add them together, we get to 88. Now, I don't have a clue what these numbers are. So I'm going to let X represent the first number. Okay? If X, so say if it was like 5, 6, 7, right? If X represented the first number, how would we represent the second number in terms of X? It would be X plus 1, right? 5 plus 1 gets me 6. And how would you represent the last number? You'd say X plus 2. So if X is 5, then 5 plus 2 gets you 7, right? And so to find 3 consecutive integers who adds to 288, I do the sum, right? So X plus 1 plus X plus 2 equals, the sum is means equals 288, okay? So now I'm going to collect like terms. There's 1, 2, 3 x's, so that's 3x. And then 1 and 2 make 3. So 3x plus 3 equals 288. To solve for x, I do the inverse of adding. I subtract, so I get 3x equals 285. Divide by 3. And then I get I actually get 95. Okay? So this tells me that the first number, x, is 95. All right? What's the next number? Well, to get the next number, I do x plus 1, which is 96. And then the next number after that is x plus 2, and that's 97. So if I add 95 plus 96 plus 97, I should get 288. Okay, so you can always check yourself if you want to check yourself. Now, the last problem here. Okay, so the last problem, three consecutive odd integers. Okay, so instead of being just three consecutive integers, they're odd integers. So odd meaning like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc., right? What's happening here? We're actually skipping numbers, right? So say it's like 3, 5, and 7. Those are three consecutive odd integers, okay? If x was equal to 3, how would I make this 5 in terms of x? I wouldn't just add 1. I'd actually have to add 2 to get to that next one. And then same for, because if you think 3 plus 2 gets you 5, right? And then same for 7, instead of adding another 1 to the 2, I add 2 more, so I have to add 4. So 3 plus 4 gets me 7, okay? So this is what we're adding now when you're talking about an odd integer, all right? So x plus 2 plus x plus 4 and is, so I put the equal sign, and then 165. So this becomes 3x plus 6 equals 165. And if you solve for x here, subtract 6 from both sides, you get 3x equals 159. And then I divide by 3 on both sides, and I get x equals 53. And so what does that tell me? My three numbers, they're odd integers whose sum. So the x number is 53. X plus 2 becomes what? That's going to be 2 plus 53 is 55. And then x plus 4, that's 4 plus 53, that's 57. So these are my three numbers that I add up, and it gives me 165. Okay? All right, guys, good luck.